What's good, family? Welcome back to the Betting Exchange, live on MSG. We got a whole slate of sports and bets ready for you today. Katie's in the building, Erik is in the building, and Jeff is here too, locked in with you, ready to talk about the Masters, NBA playoffs on the horizon, MLB opening day. There's a whole lot to bet on, and I'm like confused as to what to take next.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like NBA betting right now is so tough. You don't know who cares, who doesn't care, who's playing, what's going on. So I'm laying off that and excited about opening day.
Yeah, there's so many things going on right now. You're talking about NBA, opening day, the Masters. Everyone's excited about Tiger Woods coming back. So that's an exciting day tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have to find the 1, 2, 3 Cancun parlays for some of those NBA teams that are going to be on. Who from the back of the bench is going to get us like 20 and 10.
Right.
But here to talk about the world of sports and betting and everything going on all the way in Chi-Town, my guy Sean Little. Sean, how you feeling?
My BetX crew, what's going on? I'm feeling great. Just like everybody said, a lot of sports to watch, a lot of sports to bet on, a lot of opportunities to make some money. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. But first, we see you over there with that Tiger Woods hat you're repping today.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
And I had to pay homage to my guy, Tiger, man.
Absolutely. All right. Well, the Masters are today, but we're still going to pregame some opening day baseball. The day is finally here, and the Mets are playing tonight, but we have to wait for the Yankees. That game was postponed because if you live in New York, which we know that you do, the weather is awful right now, so they had to postpone that game. Friday it is. But we're going to start this pre-gaming off with the Yankees. So last October, the Yanks ended the season with a wild card loss to their bitter rivals, the Red Sox. And this offseason, they didn't really make any splashy free agency moves, but instead made one big trade with Minnesota for third baseman Josh Donaldson and a new shortstop. So tomorrow, their season begins, like we said, with the team that ended their season last season as the Yankees host the Red Sox. So I want to know from you guys, what's your best bet for this game?
Okay, so I'm going with a future over 91.5 wins for the Yankees this season. They're in the most competitive, the most elite division in all of baseball. So they're going to have to keep pace with the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. They've got 92-plus wins in 2 out of the last 3 seasons, with the one exception being the COVID-shortened year. And they've made adjustments to the roster, but pretty much have kept their core intact. They just got to win in August and September and October. If they can do that, I'm not worried about the regular season as much. I think they cash 92 or more.
Jeff, I'm riding with you on that. I like the Yankees over 91.5 wins. You know, I think that they do have the roster. They have the hitters. You know, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole in the in the bullpen. So much talent on this team. I think it's time for them to take that next step, get 100 wins, make a run at it. You know, the Yankees fans are impatient. They want them rings. They want the rings now. So
rings.
Big expectations for the Yankees.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean, what's your best bet for the Yanks this season?
Yeah, I'm looking at a little different angle on it. On DraftKings, they're presenting and for the AL East, the Blue Jays to win the division, but the Yankees to come up second, and that's plus 380. I like that price. I think those are the 2 best teams in the division. And like you guys were laying out, the 3 best players on the team last year played really well last year, are still around. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge. And then Garrett Cole's the key for me. You need that horse. You need that ace in the rotation. He almost won the Cy Young last year, 30 starts. I'm looking for those guys to stay solid, and hopefully we can get Aaron Judge a deal. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the Blue Jays are going to be tough, and we'll also get into them being the biggest competition for the Yankees this year.
All right, I'm agreeing with you guys, and I'm going to take the over in the win total as well at 91.5. For all the reasons that you guys said, they had 92 wins last season, and their second half of the season last year after the All-Star break was really great. They were just under 700. But let's dig into this a little bit deeper. Jeff, so general manager Brian Cashman made a lot of changes to the everyday lineup after last season's disappointing October. He's now in the final year of his contract. How much pressure is on the GM to win the season?
I mean, I think there is a lot of pressure. They haven't won the World Series since, I think, 2009. I think this decade that just passed was the first decade that they haven't won a championship or something to that effect. So Yankee fans, like they said, they have a short memory and a long memory. They remember the titles and they remember what you haven't done lately. So I don't know if the offseason moves they made are inspiring to the fan base. They could have bolstered their pitching a little bit better, and they have to compete with that division. So I think depending on what they do they got to make it to the postseason for sure. But depending on what they do is whether or not he's going to feel extra pressure. So, yeah, I think him and the players have a lot of pressure, but especially him, especially for his tenure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Eric. Aaron Judge wants an extension, but he wants to be a Yankee forever. And he did excellent in the 2021 season. So what's the holdup? Do you think he's getting a big contract?
Absolutely. He's going to get an astronomical contract, and he deserves it. He's a phenomenal player, and I think that the money is probably holding it up. But more than that, it's probably the years of that contract. Aaron Judge is 29 years old. He knows that this is probably one of his last runs at a big deal. So he wants 8 years, $300 million that I'm hearing, and hopefully he'll get it. He's going to hold out long enough. He starts out the season right, he'll get paid.
All right, well, let's talk about the contenders. Sean, the Red Sox are just one of the teams that have a shot for the AL East along with the Bronx Bombers. Who is going to be the Yankees' main competition for the division title?
Yeah, it's not going to be the Red Sox. It's going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. They are loaded. They lost Robbie Ray, the AL Cy Young winner last year, but they re-upped with Kevin Gausman from the Giants. Crazy split finger. He was their ace. They lost the ace, added one. They filled the hole at third base with Matt Chapman. And of course, you have Vlad Guerrero. I look for him to have another massive year, a lot of home runs, another triple crown threat type of year. And one thing to keep an eye on, everybody that goes to Toronto has to be vaccinated to play. That's going to be a key in this regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the Yankees, but don't worry, because we're talking about the Mets next. We are continuing pre-gaming in the next segment, so don't go anywhere. You're watching The Betting Exchange live on MSG, and we will be right back.